Hey everyone, Nubkeks here, and welcome back to another Heroes of Storm gameplay. Today I'm bringing you some Tassadar gameplay, which should be pretty fun. I find Tassadar such an interesting hero. He's very unpopular. He essentially has like one talent build. I do mix it up a little bit in this game though, with Archon actually instead of Force Wall, just because. And then I don't know, I always assumed that Tassadar was actually fairly easy to play, but then he performs really badly in the lower leagues. Now, I don't know if that's just them drafting incorrectly or what, but yeah, people definitely have problems with him. By the way, doing a solo support Tassadar in this game, if we take a look at the team comps, well, in our team we have, I was the last pick, in fact the last pick of the entire game. We have a Leoric, we have a Tychus, a Sergeant Hammer, and an Abathur. So basically I was looking at this. The enemy team has like a Chromie, a Kerrigan, Oriel, Stitches, and something else. Zeratul. Yeah, so they've got a super burst driven team. So what I basically said was, I was kind of looking into the supports. Rhaegar was banned out. Could maybe gone Uther. I decided to go for Tassadar because I wanted to do a Tassadar video as Tychus gets picked off and we just about luckily dodged the hook out of pure luck. I'm just going to stand up here. You can see that, by the way, that's kind of important. Just that little thing right there, moving up behind the wall. So I'm still basically within XP range, but I'm not standing in a place that Chromie is likely to target with her long range abilities. You can see their team is roaming around getting picks quite effectively. But I decided Tassadar would be actually pretty good going into this. Certainly later into the game. He's going to be bad until about levels 4 and 7 when we pick up those particular talents. And basically what I'm looking for is, well, let me tell you what the talents do first of all. Well, his shield here, we have the shield, which is great at preventing burst damage. I picked up Conjurer's Pursuit at level 1 to give me more mana regen, pretty nice. Then I picked up, or I will pick up, Leeching Plasma at level 4, so basic attacks restore a portion of health whenever the shield is active, and then Kala's Embrace at level 7. Again, these both have like 85% pick rates or something ridiculous, which basically means the shields, half of it will stay permanently on the target, so shields will never wear off, which is pretty damn good. So basically the theory that I have here in this game, you see you're trying to fight this Chromie actually just one-on-one. If we can dodge her spells, we're actually going to win the fight, kind of. We just have to be careful about going overextending or what have you. But yeah, essentially I said, well look, later in the game, Tychus actually has some self-healing based on his level 13. Sergeant Hammer will have some self-healing as well, possibly. But both of them will also generate a lot of healing from their basic attacks. They're very much basic attack heroes. They can be quite powerful with those. So, you know, they're going to get a lot of healing back from the Leeching Plasma. And they'll be able to heal themselves up that way. Leoric has a lot of self-healing, so he doesn't really need to be healed too much. A Leeching Plasma will be enough for him. And then Abathur doesn't need healing either. So I said, look, Tassadar shields, it prevents a lot of burst. It's really good at dealing with burst damage. That's exactly what the enemy team has. Unfortunately, we don't have a cleanse, and a cleanse would have been really nice. But yeah, I was also kind of looking here going, Tychus, I really wish you'd Hearthstone right here, buddy. Like, I can't heal you. Okay, he's got his well. I can't give him a shield, it won't last forever. Well, I can, but it's not going to last. So it's kind of going, I hope you don't die, buddy. Sergeant Hammer's Hearthstone, so I'm going to go down. I believe, if I remember correctly, Tychus dies pretty much instantly. Yeah, you can see on the mini-map there. Boom. Rip Tychus. Oh, the poor guy, he waited so long for his fountain and then it went wrong. But yeah, we have to play very cautiously here at the start of this game. But once I can stack up those shields and have everyone kind of pre-shielded for the fight, it's actually going to go pretty well for us, so all things considered. It won't be too shabby. Sidestepping the Chromie stuff once again, that's extremely important. Getting hit by her would really hurt me, so I don't want to do that at all. There we go, we're even able to bully the Kerrigan and the Chromie off, so that's pretty cool. This might be a different type of Tassadar than you guys are used to seeing, I don't know. I think, I was thinking about it, and I was trying to work out why Tassadar does so badly. I've only played, like, I think I'm a level 6 or 7 on him or something. Maybe 8, I don't know. But I've not played a ton of games on Tassadar, but I've got like a 70-something% win rate on him. I just find he works really, really well. But I was kind of wondering then, why is his win rate just so low then in general? I think it's to do with, the thing with Tassadar is that it's a lot to do with prediction. It's predicting his abilities. For example, his W right there is all to do with, you know, predicting where people are going to be standing. Now, normally it's going to be like minion waves or something. I'm dead here right now. Unfortunately, I was definitely overextended right there. I was kind of zooming in on Tychus. I was like, dude, he could have come further forwards and at least, you know, pressured them off maybe. Might have still killed me, but look, it was perfectly safe for him to go forwards. Why is it perfectly safe? Well, because they're going to kill me. They're dumping all their damage on me. If they're dumping all their damage on me, they've got no damage to dump on Tychus, so it's completely safe for him, even though there's 3 enemy heroes. He's in no danger whatsoever. He could have come forwards. Maybe it would have scared them off. Probably they would have still killed me, but he could at least do something like that. I mean, it's something, even if you're on like 1 HP, it can still be safe for you to fight if the enemy isn't capable of attacking you back. So that's something worth noting. So I was kind of a little bit salty about that, but oh well. It was mostly my fault for overextending. In fact, it was probably all my fault for overextending. It was just something that he could have done to just min-max the bad situation a little bit, but nah, who cares. Anyway, just pushing in these waves. Again, Tassadar's got pretty damn good wave clear with his W. You can see, once again, bullying this Zeratul right here. So definitely abusing my kind of 1v1 potential to bully heroes around a bit. And then shielding stuff. Now that we have the Callous Embrace at level 7, so the playstyle is going to change. Probably going to be dead here again. We'll see. Actually, maybe not. Oh, the jukes are real. I think I'm still going to die. Yeah, I'm still going to die, but the jukes are real. Dang it. Definitely overextending a little bit. It is difficult for us because we have the Abathur. I think, you know, at the start, I was like, my teammates aren't being cautious enough. And now we hit level 7. I was like, all right, time to go aggressive. And then they weren't going aggressive. And I'm going over aggressive because of that. So that was definitely like a mistake. But nice play there in the middle by our team. Picking up a kill. That's pretty slick. I'm going to roam in here. So yeah, I definitely at this point in the game was kind of going, okay, no, you've gone too aggressive right now. You kind of died twice, overextending. Time to tone it down a little bit. And maybe wait even later in the game until this is going to be more effective and less risky. I don't know, I guess the times I only ever see Tassadar picked up are to counter stealth, and it just happens that the enemy team had Zeratul, so it kind of worked out well, even though I probably would have picked him anyway. But yeah, I mean, you have to predict where people are going to stand to get the most out of your W. You got to predict who's going to be damaged to get the most out of your shield, stuff like that. So I kind of see, like, yeah, you probably have to be thinking a bit in advance to make the most out of this guy. Now, one thing you're going to see that I've got this level 7 talent, and actually was well going to pick up Archon just for fun here at level 10. I felt that we didn't really have much like follow-up to the Force Wall. It would have been nice, but not great. But yeah, now that I'm level 7, you're going to see I'm going to be trying to stack shields on as many people as possible. Basically, you want that shield button to pretty much always be on cooldown. If your shield is not on cooldown, you're doing something wrong, basically. So, I mean, even casting it on buildings, casting it on minions, cast it on whatever you want or you can, and just try to get as many of those out as possible. That's exactly what you want to be trying to do. Here we go, Sergeant Hammer's there. Throw the shield out on her because we should, and what you know, Chromie's attacks come in straight away. Gonna do another one, there we go again. And yeah, it's extremely important once you get this level 7 talent to be casting that shield on cooldown. You can Hearthstone for mana if you need to, but you shouldn't have too many mana issues, but it's very important. You can see I'm also trying to spread the shield out so that both of our heroes are slightly protected and that they are both going to start getting that damage reduction. Sergeant Hammer is probably going to die. Yeah, Sergeant Hammer is dead. Nothing I can do to save her there. Again, don't have a cleanse, so that's a bit tricky. I'm just going to go into the bush and mount up and run away to escape from all of that. I'm going to come in here, very, very sneaky. Use the shield to absorb the turret shots. I actually see there's Zeratul there. He's actually gone to the north. I was kind of worried. I was expecting the enemy team to be rotating after me quicker. They didn't actually, though. And I think Leework is going to go in for the kill right here. There's no ammo in that top tower. Yeah, I had the Psystorm to cover the other exit. And there we go. Well played by Leework. Awesome. And Abathur as well. The combo together. Pick up a kill. Pretty sweet. And start pushing stuff down. Now, this game is going to get quite tricky because we are like a body down because we have an Abathur. So that's going to be somewhat difficult then to survive these fights. Again, I was just sort of juking this way. I kind of figured that they would assume I'd run into the top shrine right there. So I just juked actually back into them, just hoping I could escape them with the mini wave. And it actually worked out. So it was a bit of a risk. I was a bit nervous doing that. But definitely remember that you are in stealth when you activate your dimensional shift. So you can do jukes like that, and it can work out pretty well. See, Kerrigan has popped her stuff. I'm going to pop my stuff as well. Try burst her down. It's actually a little bit slow doing the shield right there. We do pick up a kill. I didn't actually notice Zeratul arriving, so that was my bad. I could have survived that with my E, and then we would have been much better off. So definitely a misplay from me on my part right there. To be fair, it was quite an intense situation. And the Zeratul played it well, but I should still have been a bit more aware. However, the clone of the Tychus does come in, and yes, he does pick up a kill. He's not going to pick up another one. Zeratul is there too. But still, not too shabby. Looks like Sergeant Hammer. Oh! Chromie walks into the Sergeant Hammer bullhead mines, which are just mines. I don't know what they're called. Spider mines, which are just sitting in the bush and actually dies. Well, in the meantime, I think Sergeant Hammer died to, was it to minions? I was laughing at the Sergeant Hammer, the Chromie dying, so I didn't quite notice. That was kind of funny. Anyway, here we are. We have control of both these shrines. We have lost top shrine, but Leoric might be able to take it back. I'm just clearing out this wave in the middle. It can be very difficult to capture something in Dragonshire. Certainly right now, there's no way I can capture it. We don't have the map control to do so. They can just keep interrupting me. I'm actually going to pop my vision here and actually see that the enemy team have gone top. Hopefully Leoric can hold this. I'm going to body block or zone out the Stitches hook so he can't hook Tychus away. And Tychus does actually pick up the Dragonite. That's pretty fantastic. Coming from like a pretty wonky team comp and pretty difficult team comp to play, I would say. We've been doing pretty well. You see I'm actually just shielding a minion right here. Going to be looking at shielding myself and Sergeant Hammer now going forward. It's going to shield myself. A little bit of Abathur shielding. Actually, that was quite important because Chromie had just hit me. Going to juke into the bush once again. The jukes are real. It was quite fun actually using that to juke around the place. And actually good timing with the healing fountain too. I'm going to grab that. Come up here. Going to throw down that storm. Clear that out. And throw a shield on the Leoric. I think I'm going to come back and shield up the Abathur just to be safe. Zeratul could potentially kill Abathur in this game. So giving him that little bit of extra HP could actually go a long way. Could be the difference between life and death. Looks like the Dragonite does get killed and Tychus alongside it. We didn't quite pick up a fort. We're going to pick up a nice bit of push though here on the top lane. Again, remember the enemy team had gone to the bottom half of the map to deal with that Dragonite, so we should get quite a bit done. Unfortunately, don't predict the Chromie's skill shots correctly there. End up eating them to the face. The enemy team has arrived. Juke that one from Chromie, so that's good. We do have to be careful. She has bronze talons, so her basic attacks are doing that improved damage. Do manage to juke around them right there as well. Also managed to juke the Chromie and get some nice damage down the Psy Storm on her because she is standing on it for the duration of that cast, so that's pretty cool. Though Leoric does take quite a few hits. Gonna shield him up once again. And there you go, come de-push this wave a little bit with that Psy Storm. One thing I should be doing here that I'm not doing is casting shields on the turrets. Okay, I get it on the Tychus, that's not too bad. But yeah, I mean, even right here, just, you know, shield the turret. Oh, I actually do it. Okay, good. Hooray! At level 13, I picked up Prescience, and at level 16, I pick up Dimensional Warp. Prescience will activate your Dimensional Shift, making you invulnerable, invisible, when you hit, I think it's 15% HP. So just that extra little bit of survivability. You do get the shields down on Tychus. He's got resistance as well, but it looks like he's going to explode. Ooh, he was a little bit slow stepping into that. I think he is going to die. Luckily, Chromie mistimes her stuff, so that's pretty good for us. Trying to do what damage I can. We do dodge the Chromie's Q, but we get hit caught by the W, so that's unfortunate. Land the shield on myself as well. Gonna Dimensional Shift out with the... Wow, actually that was Prescience, so that's gonna help. At the level 16 talent, it restores HP while I'm in the E, and it also makes me move faster, so that's pretty useful for survivability. Gonna shield him up, make sure he survives. I was actually going out to make me pressure that Zeratul and end up taking a Chromie Blast to the face, so that was quite risky there for a while. Gonna top up Leoric's shield. It's instantly lost. But oh well, Sergeant Hammer is dueling the Kerrigan down the bottom. And looks like he's winning. Look at, oh my god, how many mines is in that bush? That is awesome. Leoric does die. Definitely a misplay from Leoric. I mean, I know he gets a shorter death timer, but he should really be dodging those skill shots. There's no reason to lose half your life to skill shots, basically. Anyway, Sergeant Hammer's in a lot of trouble. They're rotating around from the top. Chromie is here. Just trying to zone her out. Give Hammer the shield. I do give her the shield, but she's going to die anyway. This might be me dead too. Just trying to juke here to the north. I'm going to throw down some damage on the Chromie. Might have overstayed my welcome here, actually, trying to help out my team. This is probably me dead. Yeah, that's me dead. No Prescience is triggered. Must have been on cooldown, I think, or else he just killed me in a single powerful hit. But I think probably in hindsight, I should have backed away from that. Hammer definitely overextending, not paying attention to the rotations on the map, ignoring the danger ping, going in hard for the Kerrigan, paying the price. If you get a couple of kills in return though, so it's not terrible. And the Orc does respawn here on the bottom shrine, so we're not going to lose a Dragonite, doesn't look like. So that's certainly a win. The Orc going aggressive onto the Kerrigan, alright. But I mean, as you've seen, there's a lot of rotations that go down on Dragonshire. Like, I get really sick of people. So obviously there's like a larger MMR differential sometimes in unranked draft. And, you know, It's like, this is like a gold league thing, okay? I see this all the time from people in gold. I don't know why it's gold league. I don't see it from silver or platinum. I know maybe it's just luck. It obviously is just luck. But all the gold people love saying this. They go, group as 5, guys. Come on, move as 5. And obviously, as you can see on Dragonshire, you can't win the game grouping as 5. It's not how the map works. It's all about, you know, splitting up, moving around the place. You're going to see that, like, we're denying the Draconites. If you move as 5 all the time, like, I've played against teams that move as 5 all the time. And yes, people die a lot in the early game because they get caught out by the 5-man rotations and killed, but ultimately I've never seen a team who actually does that win against like players who are semi-decent, because they can never get a Dragon Knight, they can never deal with the split push with what's going on around the map because they just have no pressure. You're investing too many people just to secure stuff. So that's worth noting. As you've seen in this game, I've been in top lane, been in bottom lane, been in mid lane, been all over the place, clearing waves, pushing stuff in, going for structural damage, doing all sorts of things, backing up my teammates where it's needed as well. Trying to keep this turret alive doesn't really matter too much, but might as well, I guess. And we do barely just save it for what that matters. Anyway, right now we can see our teammates are in a little bit of a tough spot up top. Big fight going down. Gonna pop vision just to be safe. Throw down that storm here as well. Looks like our teammates actually pick up a kill, so that's fantastic. Well played, team. I was expecting it to go pretty badly. Okay, Tygus does die. Looks like Leoric will respawn though, and maybe they'll be okay. Throwing a shield down on the minions as well. But there you go, I've picked up that bottom shrine, which is just protecting us from anything untoward happening right there. I meant to cast a shield on that minion, kind of missed it though. Starting to rotate up here. I know my teammates are going to be able to pick this up, so I'm just shielding more minions, just to make this push stronger, just to zone the enemy out when they obviously come to try to stop me right here. Could have done another shield right there. It's funny actually watching this back in hindsight, because although I was trying to shield as much as I could, not doing it 100% perfectly for sure. Right now, obviously not going to be able to cap that. There's too many enemies nearby, so I'm just going to do what damage I can to the Chromie. As you can see, we actually did quite a lot of damage to her. Oriel's heal actually saved her. She might have actually died from the mines and the damage right there if Oriel was not there to back her up. Do take a chunk of damage from the Chromie, but they are surviving. I'm going to give a shield to Sergeant Hammer as well, so Hammer is ready to go when the time comes. There you go, they've recapped that top shrine. However, I'm going to lurk here, and then I'm going to come across, kind of hoping that they're not going to be there. Even if they do come, I'm feeling pretty safe as Tassadar. Don't really need to worry too much because of my ease. Kind of juking around the place. There we go. Gotta pick a fight. Actually picked too much of a fight. Our teammates don't have much presence on the map, so I am probably going to die. Well, yeah, at this stage I'm definitely going to die. Just trying to juke around, do what I can to stay alive as long as possible, but I will inevitably die. There was too many and their position was too good. Can at least slow down the Zeratul from the Hearthstone, just bide us some time. And there you go. That was unfortunate, my positioning right there, and our teammates had just kind of backed off around the map, so the enemy team was free to rotate. I actually, in hindsight, again, should have been more careful. You could see, like, I engaged and popped the Archon. I was kind of thinking it was only 2 of them, and then I was completely caught off guard when the rest arrived. So bad map awareness leads to a death. Now our teammates are able to make stuff happen around the map because of that. Again, like I said, with the whole rotation-y things, our teammates do pick up a Merc Camp. That's pretty good. And looks like, ooh, almost dies. Not quite, not quite, not quite. Actually, Stitches dies. Awesome. And Kerrigan is almost going to die as well. Unfortunately, Abathur was trying to do a similar thing to what I was doing, sneak in that cap, but Zeratul was there. Now, the good news is that because Zeratul went top, our teammates won the fight down bottom, so we lose to Zeratul, but we pick up 2 kills. If Zeratul had been with the team, it could have gone really, really badly. So, all in all, can't complain too much. It's actually the first time as well I've ever seen a Sergeant Hammer upgrade the Lava Strike Heroic, or the Napalm Strike Heroic, sorry. I think the upgrade's called Lava Strike. I think it's a pretty bad upgrade, but whatever. I think our teammates did overstay their welcome a little bit. The Void Prison does come down. Don't know if they've got any follow-up, though, to lock out the Sergeant Hammer. They might do. Leoric gets picked off. Yeah, looks like Hammer is going to fall as well. So this is a tricky spot right now. However, I've come up top, knowing the whole enemy team is down bottom. So I'm going to cap this top thing. Right, now we've got tricky map movements. I was looking at the Merc camps. I kind of realized as well that I'm kind of neglecting the Merc camps throughout this game. It's kind of been go, go, go for the whole time. But Tassadar is certainly pretty good at actually taking them. Instead, I say, basically this is something you can do. Again, look at this map rotation. I'm saying, look, I took the top shrine. They're going to rotate up top. They're going to send someone middle to capture as well. I'm actually just going to run in here. I've got vision. Again, hopefully I should be fairly safe. and hopefully if I can cap this back, that will delay them. Here we go. They are capping the Dragon Knight, but decap the bottom. And there we go. That's a nice little move you see there. Went to the top, capped that shrine, came down bottom, figuring that they wouldn't pay attention and defend properly. And how it worked out. You can see our shields still lingering here. Now, unfortunately, the enemy team has rotated down bottom, so I'm not able to make too much happen. But Leoric should be respawning, and the rest of our teammates are respawning. We have Abathur as well. However, Leoric is completely out of position, unfortunately. And yeah, there's a Chromie stasis thing as well. So that was a misplay by Leoric right there. Should have made the decision either he's going to stay somewhere safe, or he's going to go and stop the cap. He probably should have stopped the cap. I think it's more worthwhile. This is like a 20-minute Dragon Knight. Now, to be fair, Leoric does burn through its health, but Leoric's got a short death timer. I would have preferred to see him probably go in aggressive, try to stop the cap after seeing that, you know, they'd sent at least 2, maybe I think it was 3 even enemies down bottom to deal with me. Anyway, as you can see, I picked up Twilight Archon at level 20, which makes Archon actually good, essentially. There you go. Nice kill there on the Zeratul. Definitely an overextension on his behalf. But you can see our team fight is now, late game, extremely powerful. Leoric absolutely shreds through Stitches, and he's very sustainable and tanky between his grabby hand and between the Spectral Leech thing at level 20. You can see we're actually getting body blocked out by Sergeant Hammer's wall. That was a bit of a mistake, but oh well. The shielding that I have now is very effective at keeping people alive. Our self-healing is good. We're able to win these fights. The Dragon Knight, you can see, is just dying naturally to the fort, so I'm not even bothered going up north to try to fight it. It's actually Chromie inside. I could maybe have sent... Yeah, maybe I could have gone up with Leoric and helped to pick off a kill on her. He's certainly going to keep her busy anyway. We're going to get a nice push off in the meantime. Tychus is slightly caught out of position, but he jukes the Kerrigan stuff very well. And then he gets in a nice position. You can see he just shreds through the Stitches. He starts shredding through Kerrigan as well. The shields keep him alive, as well as the Abathur hat. And there we go. He actually turns around at gank and completely crushes them. That's the power of our late game team, really coming into its own. Hammer does get hooked in, but I have the shield ready, expecting that to happen. And there you go. Hammer escapes without any too much damage happening. And there you go. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Zeratul is going aggressive. You might regret that. Stitches is following up. They could be out of position. We have Entomb ready. We do have Entomb ready. This could go pretty badly for them. The drill, it does come down. The damage goes down on Stitches. I throw down the Storm, and Leoric throws down his damage, and Stitches melts. We have so much pick-off potential now in the late game. Abathur as well, scaling well late. Leoric scaling well into the late game. Sergeant Hammer, Tychus, everyone on our team scales really nicely. And I just felt like, obviously, the early game was very tough. In fact, more than tough, it was pretty horrific. It went very badly for us. It was very difficult. Yet now, here we are. Sure, we're fairly open in the mid lane towards our keep, but we have taken out the enemy's keep. We've taken out their forts on top and bottom, whereas they have not taken ours. We have a lot of pressure from our team, and it's looking actually really good for us. It's been a long game, but it's looking pretty good for us right now. You can see, once again, just harassing that Chromie. Not too much fear. Confident I can dodge her skill shots. Do damage to her. Actually going to use my E there just to get out of that. And beautiful rotation by our teammates. The hive mind from Abathur and the damage from Tychus and from Sergeant Hammer, as well as my Sly Storm just helping out a little smidge as well at the end. And he just absolutely melts. Zeratul evaporated in about an instant. He's not too happy about that, I'm sure. And that's pretty great right now. Pretty fantastic spot. You can see just kind of pushing this wave out, harassing the enemy team, getting some vision as well. I'm going to go top, but then I see that Abathur is actually going top, so I'm not going to go top. Then after all, going to give that siege catapult a shield and just nudge it out of the way by accident. Just ensure that that catapult will be a little bit healthier, just to ensure this push. At this stage, again, 23-minute Dragon Knight, just going straight for the core. It's going to be very difficult for the enemy team to defend this. This should be, hopefully, a push to win. And teammates were picking up a Merc camp, so they're going to be a little bit behind. But there you go, our shielded catapult is still going strong. Chromie wants to hit it with her Q, and she's devastated. It only works on heroes. But there you go. I'm going to trigger the stasis traps. Chromie did talent into it, so she gets loads of these. Gonna hit Kerrigan a few times. Unfortunately, I don't have my W ready quite yet, but I'm going to knock her away, just to deny the value of that Maelstrom. Sidestep the Chromie Q once again. And there you go. The enemy team has got several heroes that, so long as you focus on sidestepping their stuff, it really neutralizes their effectiveness. And you can do that with Tassadar. So, okay, quite a safe hero. But there you go, guys. GG. I thought it was a pretty cool game. I thought there was interesting stuff happening. Very difficult early game, then transitioning into a solid late game. And and then like kind of just the tricks and the map rotations, tons of map rotations going on in this one, moving around. So I mean, maybe you could even watch this one back twice. There could be a lot to learn here in terms of where you can go, what you can do. I think the Tassadar was a good choice. We'll come back to the stats in a second. We'll go over the talents first of all. Relatively standard talent builds: Conjurer's Pursuit for more mana, Leeching Plasma, and Callous Embrace are so good together, as I've explained and demonstrated. Archon, come back to that in a second. Prescience and a Dimensional Warp for huge survivability on yourself. And then Twilight Archon. I basically said, look, the enemy team, they're not really going to be caught out by Force Wall, are they? I mean, we already have Entomb. Sergeant Hammer and Tychus really don't want to be diving in too much. So I decided, well, it actually makes the most sense to just pick up Archon, just make myself a bit tankier because you get a big shield, just enhance my damage, just make it more of a multi-threat team. I think it was the right choice in this game. Usually Force Wall is better, nearly always. You can get like Force Wall, and then you can get a Storm Shield at level 20 for even more shielding. And that's usually better, but in this game I said, you know what, actually this is the way to go. If you look at the stats at the end, you can see that, I mean, our healing numbers were basically as high as Oriel's. We had 68k, she had 71k. So again, I knew, looking at the team comps, I said, okay, sweet, that single target burst damage prevention that Tassadar brings is going to be incredibly effective against what the enemy team is doing. And then the Callous Embrace, Plasma Shielding, or Leeching Plasma, sorry, is going to synergize incredibly well with our two damage dealers. And then Leoric has got tons of self-healing, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, I figured it would be a really good pick, and it worked out great. Our siege damage is really high. To be fair, we did get the final Dragon Knight, which hits like an absolute truck, so that boosted that up substantially. But we still did, I'm sure, like quite a lot of siege damage over the course of the game. Tassadar does do a lot of wave clear with that Storm. It's very effective at that. It's not very good at hero damage, obviously, because they need to be stationary in it for it to work. But it's very good against minion waves. That's really where it excels. And we could see us kind of putting that into use. He's pretty good on Dragonshire as well, or any map where you kind of want to support with good wave clear, or a second support even with good wave clear. And then our hero damage was pretty solid too, all things considered. I mean, we did more than Leoric. We only did 10k less than Sergeant Hammer. She did 53k, we did 43k. So that's pretty good going, I think. We did pretty well in the XP too. So there you go, guys. I thought it was a really interesting game. I thought it was a good game, and kind of cool not only to show you Tassadar, but to show you some solo support Tassadar, in fact. And on Dragonshire, one of the most interesting maps in terms of rotations. And Tassadar being the type of support he is, you know, having a bit of a lane bully like he's not the biggest lane bully, but he's a little bit of a lane bully. You can see bullying out that Chromie, and then having his wave pushing ability as well, and the sort of safety he brings, or lack of safety as it turned out in my case a couple of times. Definitely able to do some interesting strategic moves on Dragonshire. So there you go. Give it a like if you liked it, and if you learned something, and I'll see you all next time for more Heroes of the Storm. Bye bye.